Hey guys, what's up? It's P. Thomas. Today we're back here with the kill count, and tonight, well, the strikes are over, so back to regular films, because we got Terrifier 2 from 2022. So, yeah, Art the Clown's back at it again with an even bloodier rampage. I mean, if you guys saw how to beat, yeah, you know how messed up this gets for Art the Clown and the victims, you know? Well, time to relive the carnage and see how many people died during Art's second bout. So be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoyed. Let's go. Here we go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where
Howdy,
we tally
James.
up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Terrifier 2, released in 2022. The original Terrifier was a low-budget gore fest that became a cult horror hit, thanks to its legendary practical effects and its phenomenal killer, Art the Clown. For this follow-up, writer-director Damien Leone wanted to expand on the original in every way. It helps that this time he was able to devote 3 whole months to writing the script, as opposed to working around part-time jobs like he had to with the first one. Unlike the first film, Terrifier 2 has an actual story, and art lore, and a badass protagonist, who makes the non-art stuff worth watching too. It was made with crowd funds. They originally asked for $50,000, but the campaign wound up netting $250,000, allowing Terrifier 2 to be bigger and amazingly even bloodier. Seems like a good time to remind everyone that public kill counts have to be censored to follow YouTube's ever-increasingly strict guidelines about graphic content. But because I love the gory good stuff, I want to make it as easy as possible to watch uncensored episodes while not hurting the health of this channel, which is why you can see explicit kill counts on our Patreon for the lowest possible price of only a single $1 a month. I promise you, I hate doing this. I would just love to show you all the gore all the time, but we're working with the rules.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
The explicit cut of this kill count will have lots of extra footage, since Terrifier 2 is bigger, badder, and so much better. It's everything I wanted the first one to be. It maintains all the grindhouse grit of the original, but gives it much more of a purpose. It's just as mean, but not quite as cruel, thanks to an expanded cast of characters you can actually care about. In particular, the addition of Sienna Shaw, one of the best final girls in years, makes Art a more interesting adversary. And Art himself is at his absolute finest, with another darkly hilarious performance by David Howard Thornton. The only step back Terrifier 2 takes is in the editing. This thing is Marvel movie length at 138 minutes, at least a half hour too long. I respect Leone for cutting the movie himself, but it would have benefited from unbiased eyes in the editing room. Every scene goes on at least a minute too long. I hate to say it, but even outrageous kills can get old sometimes. It doesn't make them any less awesome though.
True.
It's sponsor time.
Trick or treat.
Be right back.
Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, sorry, didn't see you there. Did today's sponsor Dr. Squatch send you?
Kind of. My name's Barbara, and I'm looking for my brother. You see, he and I were simple, high-quality Dr. Squatch soap bars until a magical fairy brought us to life.
Oh, like Pinocchio?
I don't know what that is. Anyway, my brother accidentally fell into a shipment box, so now I'm talking to everyone who's ordered Dr. Squatch.
Oh. Damn, that must be
flavor
difficult.
is he?
After all, with soap bars that smell great and feel fantastic, tons of people have already jumped on the Dr. Squatch train. And with their awesome buy 3 get 3 deal for new customers, even more people are joining.
I know. The buy 3 get 3 means new customers are getting each bar for $4. With such a great deal, people are able to stock up on tons of bars at a great price. So he could really be anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. What kind of Dr. Squatch soap bar is he?
He's a Birchwood Breeze.
Birchwood, huh?
I do have a Birchwood Breeze on me. I mean, they are a recent favorite thanks to their fresh, woody scent and how the medium grit feels when I'm lathering up. But since I've used a soap saver to prolong the life of my old Birch bar, I still have one that's unopened. Let me grab my Dr. Squatch supply. All right, let's see here.
No.
Found them. Nope, wood barrel bourbon. Love that old-fashioned smell, though. Birchwood Breeze.
Here you go.
But, sorry.
Doesn't seem alive.
Bar.
That's okay. Thanks for trying, mister. I'll be on my way then.
Okay. Bye, Barbara. Hope you find your brother. New customers can get the buy 3 get 3 soaps free deal for themselves by going to drsquatch.com/deadmeat. That's a $28 savings. No bars were brought to life for the making of the sponsor segment. This killer clown turns kills into art. Let's see how many and get to them.
Yeah, it's so crazy. $250,000 for the sequel. Damn. But it goes to show you, if they got a good product, you ask for it, people will give you the money for it. Or at least the sequel. And I gotta admit, they do well. So, let's take a look back during our second rampage. Will this second verse be the same as the first? Let's see it. Time to get bloody with Terrifier 2.
The movie begins where the last one left off, in the fog-prone circus district.
No.
Turns out a kill I counted in the first movie wasn't quite a kill after all. This coroner is still kicking, but Art fixes my mistake by splattering the guy's brains across the walls. But this is Terrifier, my friends, so he follows that up with some face wax, causing the coroner to lose an eye, several teeth, his dignity, and the remaining structural integrity of his skull. Holy fucking shit.
How
Art
strong
loads
is
up
that
on naming
hammer?
supplies, then takes his sanguinated clown suit to the cleaners. There, he gets butt naked, funny ass, and enjoys some Sunday funnies in the paper. Then he sees a little girl version of himself.
Hello.
She seems nice. Little old not to be potty trained though. The little pale girl is a great, if confusing, addition to the film. Mostly because of the performance by 12-year-old Amelie McLean, who got the part after an unusual audition.
I said, all right, can you just look in the mirror and make really creepy, funny faces and big smiles and like wide eyes and things like that?
She had to have her face cast, not a comfortable process, and wear contacts and prosthetic teeth for the role. As far as the character's purpose goes, it's not exactly made clear. Leone has said she resurrected Art to fight his new arch nemesis, but you ain't gonna hear any of that in the movie. The character's look was inspired by photos of little Art fans in costume, and fashioned after an outfit from the 1968 Edgar Allan Poe anthology Spirits of the Dead. It's kind of nice seeing Art be halfway decent to another being, even if turns out that being isn't real. That's okay. It can be real enough for both of them. Don't judge, guy. We've all been through some shit, literally. Art cleans up the guy's judgmental ways with a broken mop handle through the head.
Yeah,
Another quarter in, Art. It's time for a title card.
There we go.
The rest of Terrifier 2 takes place 1 year later on the next Halloween. I don't know what Art did in the interim. Maybe tutored a troubled youth in the sewer? That's all the rage these days. The cold open was a nice reminder of how nasty Terrifier is, but now it becomes an actual movie with actual characters, something the original never quite attained. Final girl Sienna Shaw is a budding armorer who's really getting into her Xena cosplay. She lives with her mom Barbara and brother Jonathan. Dad's not here because he died recently, which has left the family emotional and Jonathan on the wrong parts of the internet.
Charles Manson technically never killed anyone.
And Barbara hasn't adapted to being a single parent.
And put your goddamn bowl in the sink.
Over mom's famous ambiguous burnt meat, Jonathan says he wants to dress as the Miles County Clown for Halloween, the name the media has given Art. Careful, kid. Don't want to walk around dressed like a local killer. That's a good way to get Ben Tramer. I always love it. Sienna's very much a—
Yeah, honestly, with the town still reeling from a clown killer, best to leave the clown costume down, eh? Or at least burn it. I don't know. I was gonna say put it back in the closet, but probably best to not to have the clown costume at all, because frankly, just saying, never gonna end well. I think we all agree on that front, you know? Hey, Jonathan really looking into the wrong side of serial killers. Trust me, I look into them sometimes, but even I would never dress up as them. Trust me. And I did a True Crimes podcast for crying out loud. Anyway.
Against the idea of dressing like a real-life killer.
Do you have any idea how insensitive that is? Not to mention sick?
Art's media presence is a good example of the sequel's expanded scope. Now the world at large knows this murder clown. Oh, Art, you used to be just our murder clown. Barbara tells Sienna not to worry about her brother. All boys his age go through a serial killer scrapbooking phase. Great to see the likable actresses from Terrifier 1 here, Catherine Corcoran and Jenna Cannell. Also thrilled to see Cannell in Renfield. She was awesome in it. Though Jonathan has a serial killer obsession, his relationship with Sienna shows that he's a good kid in danger of bad influences. It's a contemporary issue to engage with, since so many disaffected young men wind up in hateful spaces online, where grifters are waiting to take advantage of them.
Did you know the Nazis used to inject children's eyeballs to see if they would
Jonathan!
Really makes you want this dork to beat the odds. Sienna spends a long night working on her cosplay of a character drawn by her dead dad. She falls asleep to a commercial for a clown-based local business, causing an awful nightmare. Her starring in a commercial for a clown-based local business. She's one of many full-grown children, excited to eat at the Clown Cafe with all its scary good deals.
Food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe.
This This sequence and song go on for quite a goddamn while, but at least actress and song performer Leah Boyce gives it her all the entire time. This faux film set is menacing as fuck. A tone Damien Leone is great at creating. At least they have good crafty. I love Art Crispies, even if I prefer the fuckless kind. Art makes his entrance and rides around like a little Billy, then hands out unhealthy snacks to all the fake children. Popcorn monster! For Sienna, he's got something special. His heart. Aw, that's pretty gross, actually. His bloody Valentine starts a bubbling crude, and Art pulls the last trick out of his sleeve. A Tommy gun! Some people didn't like that Art used a gun in the first Terrifier. I got bad news for them folk, because Art's not only shooting, he's downright rooting and tooting. He kills the whole damn community theater scene in Adams County. Dear God, all these people just fucking explode into blood, dude. Art runs out of ammo, but the first lesson of Clown Scouts is to always be prepared. He asks the clown songstress for an encore with a hell of a light. Pretty brutal, dude. These days, artists usually settle for your phone flashlight. Sienna tries to toss and turn her way out of this nightmare, but she only dreams up more victims to count. A lady somehow loses her hand, and then another dude gets lit on fire in an extended fire stunt you know I love to see. In desperation, Pippi Long Sienna reaches for a nutritious box of Art Crispies. Careful, Sienna. Looks like that stuff rots more than just your teeth. She plunges her hand in and pulls out a bunch of treats. Disgusting, lacerating treats. But she keeps digging through Jigsaw's balanced breakfast until she pulls out a family heirloom, her dad's giant fireproof knife. The dream bleeds into reality and sets her dresser and wings ablaze, which also sets off her combustible mom.
What are you, fucking stupid?
At least her sword remained fireproof, even in real life. There was so much fire in these sequences, with some seriously long fire stunts. I always love the shots of them extinguishing stunt performers. In this case, Leah Boyce's double, Jenna Helma. I also love the slightly panicked look of the fire handlers on set. We're back with the clown girl now.
Yeah, honestly, with all that fire, like, 2 actors in the wing set, like, that could go wrong hardcore. Like, poor mom. Like, jeez, stress must have really gotten to her, you know? Sheesh. Not sure if I would trust, like, any of my kids after that. Like, but then again, I'm not sure I would trust or blame the kid or Sienna for the fire. Like, yikes. I probably would have just told her before bed, hey, you might want to turn out the candles. Or, you know what I mean? Like, go put them out before they, cause a fire. It's kind of what you do anyway. Moving on.
And you know kids these days, just addicted to those screens. Her programming of choice is from Terrifier 1, the interview with the disfigured Victoria Hayes.
I wish I was dead.
Yeah, you've seen this one before, Art. Just cut down on that screen time, man. Jonathan's at school the next day. See you later. Unfortunately, everyone there knows he's a little weirdo.
Right up your alley, huh, J-Man?
At least they call him J-Man. J-Man's cool.
Sorry,
the kid on the left is played by Owen Meyer, who is Luke in PG Psycho Goreman, while the one on the right is Griffin Santo Pietro, aka Daniel LaRusso's shitbird little son, Anthony. Jonathan is blamed for their dead possum prank, which gets Principal Felissa Rose fuming mad.
What are you boys doing back here?
Yo, Jonathan, how come you're so fucked up? Since he's already being socially isolated, J-Man's got no one to talk to when he finds Art hoping to enroll Clown Girl in school. Looks like with a focus on taxidermy. Oh man, can I even show this stuff on YouTube? I mean, there've gotta be like hunting channels, right? Art passes Jonathan the hot potato, and he winds up getting blamed for it by another teacher. Is the whole faculty MILFs? During lunch, Sienna eats with her friends Allie and
the whole
Brooke,
town's just turning against
another
them,
fuck up from my kill count of the first film.
She went full-on psycho and mauled Monica Brown with her bare hands.
Turns out Victoria Hayes didn't kill her interviewer, just ate her face a little bit. It gets double confirmed later on the news. Not bad. The realization that I was wrong in my kill count gives Sienna a panic attack. She also has to get some replacement wings since her badass ones burned up in the fire. She goes to the nearest party city so she can learn to fly again, but someone else is also here for last-minute Halloween shopping. Art staring Sienna down in a public place is fucking great. It's legit creepy and makes for one of the tensest scenes in the film. Sienna tries to check out express, but she's a little shortchanged.
I think I left my bag downstairs.
Thanks, Art. As Sienna fights with the chip leader, Art lightens the mood with a little prop comedy. In a scene Leone said was directly inspired by the perfect film that is Pee-wee's Big Adventure. R.I.P. Paul. Speaking of great performances, David Howard Thornton was a highlight of the original movie, and he's even better this time around. Funnier too, thanks in part to his world getting a lot bigger than a nondescript warehouse.
I think one of the things that we had fun with this movie the second time around is really putting Art in real world situations that you're not used to seeing a slasher like villain in.
It's also great that he didn't have to rely on method acting to be in character.
I can turn it on and turn it off, which I think everybody's glad that I can.
A lot of things in this movie could stand to be shorter, but I never get sick of scenes with Art clowning around.
Stop, please, stop, please.
Hey, buddy.
The employee tells Art to go honk himself, letting Sienna skedaddle. I love John F. Davis as Ricky the store clerk, and Art must too, since he insists on supporting this local business. Yes, I will purchase one horn, please. Oh shit, that's a Midsummer Scream sticker, nice. Oh. Most of Art's tender ain't exactly legal, and this purchase is probably false pretenses anyway. The clerk gets sick of the clown counting change, so Clown Sumer becomes Clown Killer with a bottle over the head and a broken glass in the eye. The kill continues with a cleaver, and holy shit, his eye is still moving the whole friggin' time. These prosthetics are the best in the game, folk. Brutality ain't the only thing Art can do, though. His full name might be Artist, because he sticks around to do bits with bits.
Cool.
That kid's mom is Tamara Glenn, last seen on his show in another costume
Halloween 5.
film,
Just
Halloween
did that
5. She watches as Art commits to the bit spin, just like one of his biggest inspirations.
There's never quite been a silent Freddy Krueger. I think that's really what was missing, the last kind of combination that you can do.
Sienna hurries home to find her brother with
we
their
got
dead
are
dad's
Michael Myers and
sketchbook.
Jason
Turns out
Voorhees,
Papa loved sketching hot ladies, kills from the first movie, and Art the Clown. What? These sketches connect Sienna's armored angel with the Mad Mime himself, but the movie never explains why their dad drew all this stuff. Were they visions? Did he somehow create art? Is there a Cyclops running around out there? Who knows? Those sound like Terrifier 3 problems. The most T2 will do is mention a 10-year-old Emily Crane who was found mutilated at a carnival. Babe, wake up! New Clown Girl lore just dropped! Looks like her parents were circus performers, but don't mention circus shit around Barbara.
I don't want to hear another word about this goddamn clown.
Sienna and her friends start treating the night's trickers before they all head out for a party. Allie gets an awfully big tricker.
You're really weird, you know that?
Yeah, it's kind of his whole thing. I love Casey Hartnett's performance here as Allie. She's so over this edgy little shitlord. Of course, Art's the actual Miles County clown, as evidenced by his trash bag of tools, murder clown tools. He leaves for a while, but comes back later and breaks in through the door wall. That's what we call those in Metro Detroit. Art helps himself to a glass of water, cause he'll need to stay hydrated for this next kill, let me tell ya. Before she can offer him the Brita, Art chases Allie into her bedroom, where he slits her eye open, gives her a new hairline, freestyles on her back for a while before flaying it, rips one arm off hamburger style, and the other off hot dog style.
Holy
crap. What? I didn't even think could be a thing.
How
As
is she
if
still
Art's
alive?
antics weren't indignant enough already, look what he found. A bottle of bleach, which he pours on the screaming Scarlet Girl before he salts the wounds like he's
Literally,
Emerald
ow.
Then bam, he wraps it up with a facelift. Whew, I need some water now too. But wait, why wasn't there a kill graphic? Art's just playing with her corpse, right? Oh my god, her head moved! That is the deadest an alive person has ever been. But I'm calling it now. Good perseverance, Allie, but go ahead and rest. This excruciating.
Yeah, honestly, what the fuck? Like, all that, like, her arms were both, like, off, like, yoink, and down the middle. I'm out, salt into bleached. She was still alive. What? I swear, Terrifier 3 opens up with this girl still alive. What? What? Jesus Christ. Good lordy lord. That is messed up. I mean, the anchor I get, because, you know, it was just face mauling, but that? No one would survive that. Like, what the fuck?
Kill was Leone's answer to the original's infamous hacksaw scene. But it wasn't always going to be this drawn out. The scene originally called for just 2 shoot days until the pandemic halted production and gave him time to reconsider the carnage. Leone said, I want more, I don't want less.
Damien took that as an opportunity instead of a setback. And so it's like, well, I have all this time now to actually flesh out this kill even more, because now we're not rushed.
2 days of shooting became a week, which is probably what Casey Hartnett is thinking about in this moment.
She's the MVP of this film when it comes to the kill scene.
There were so many shoot days that Thornton didn't even get his face made up for some of them. All the fake blood caused Hartnett to get stuck to the floor. As far as the effects go, they used an animatronic for the final flayed body.
I walked into the room and saw that thing set up and then all of a sudden it moved. I almost crapped my pants out of glee. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Everything else was mostly practical
you
too,
are a depraved man.
We
love you, buddy.
eye to the animatronic digitally in post-production. And I'm assuming they used some kind of visual effects to erase her arm, which they shot with some sort of appendage attached to her shoulder.
Could be.
This is my everyday life.
To add insult to grievous injury, Art also kills Allie's He turns her head into a candy bowl and gives treats out to costume children. But just one per kid, you stinker. Art's making Sam proud. Sienna gets ready for her big night out.
Imagine like
full-on 80s gear-up montage. We've all been waiting to see this costume. Don't worry. Even though this is an hour into the movie, there's still more than an hour left with her kicking ass in it. Store-bought wings or not, girl, I think your costume's gonna be a hit. Although, question, why'd you leave the ash on the top of your dresser?
Yeah, shouldn't you have cleaned that off?
Barbara reluctantly makes peace with her daughter's costume and settles in for a quiet night of public domain foreshadowing.
Hey, they're coming for you, Barbara.
She almost makes peace with her son, too, but he just has to bring up her dead husband's clown art again.
Again with this fucking book.
She tears that fucking book to pieces, prompting him to call her a bitch and her to slap him in the face. Yeah, not a good situation here. No wonder this kid runs away to get mixed up with grabbers and evil clown girls. Sienna and Brooke make it to the Jonathan's industrial Halloween party. Industrial like the interior design.
Yeah,
not
of course.
Like the music. Though that'd be dope. Sienna's worried that Allie isn't responding, but Brooke's her party girlfriend and is determined to make Sienna have a good time. That is, if she's not killed by that Halloween reference. Oh, okay.
Nah, relax.
It's only her boyfriend Jeff. Sienna actually ends up having a real good time in spite of her whole, life. She's even taking selfies with Rick from 13X Studios, who made the Jason mask I bought for the set of my very first kill count. Still have it to this day. Thanks, Rick. As soon as she starts fondling walls, though, you can tell Sienna's taking my dog out for a walk. Get it? Molly? Turns out Brooke spiked her drink with it, but like in a friendly way. Their drugged up conversation is one of my favorite scenes.
I did it! I made you feel better, didn't I? I'm fucking pissed.
The party girl best friend is a
with my friend drugged me.
But I really love
that's a punch to the face when I sober up.
Sienna's still high as balls when she gets a call from her mom, who just found out their car is a Buick Barbasol. She gets extra mad when she realizes Sienna's drunk, but her daughter's able to defuse the situation before they hang up.
Really, Mom. I love you, Wood.
I don't say it enough.
I love you too.
I like this moment of warmth from Barbara. They peek out from time to time and keep her from being a one-note rage parent. Not everyone liked Sarah Voight's volatile performance, but I did. She seemed like a real exasperated single mom to me. Barbara goes back to cleaning up the prank when she gets a free bonus joke, and the punchline blows her away. Holy shit! What an abrupt and violent end for this character.
Out of nowhere, it was like Art's high, boom.
There's a lot of work smeared all over that garage. They hollowed out a wax replica of Sarah Voight's head and filled it with goat brains, fat, mud-filled condoms, and some acrylic eyeballs. Leone said it's what Tom Savini used to do. Well, almost.
He actually goes with a lot of stuff from craft services, though. I didn't do that.
Well, we don't have any craft services,
so do they actually use a
Sienna's back to having a good time when she realizes this place's bouncer must be sleeping on the job. Yo, who let somebody's kid in here? I'm trying to roll. Come on! Clown Girl scares her good, and she screams so loudly the clubgoers can't hear the music over her. Brooke and Jeff decide to take her home, upset that it cut their night short.
Sienna, what the fuck was that back there?
Oh,
you're the one that drugged her, remember?
The woman you drugged? Jonathan beats Sienna home to warn his mom about the grabber, but she can barely face him after that slap. Thankfully, Art has taken care of dinner and has no problem helping Barbara stuff her barely face. Johnny leaves the table without excusing himself, so his new stepmom knocks him down and grabs him by his neck, his ostrich neck. Kid's got a long neck, and into it goes some drugs. Sienna gets a call from Jonathan, but it's actually the little pale girl doing some Oscar-level voice matching.
Please. I'm really scared. I don't know what else to do.
Looks like voice acting is another viable career pathway for this little girl. Art, you must be so proud. Sienna's fake brother steers them to the old abandoned carnival on the edge of town. She gets out to search for Jonathan, probably wishing she brought a hoodie, or pants. At least she didn't bring a backpack she'd have to stow for
Terrifier, the ride.
The entrance of which, I believe, is a great-looking miniature. Jonathan wakes up in the Mystic Museum and finds the little clown girl making knot faces at him. Meanwhile, Brooke and Jeff killed time talking about Sienna's dad. He developed a brain tumor that changed his personality and made him abusive. Eventually, he died in a car crash where he burned to death. Yeah, that kind of conversation gets me horny too. Jeff gets out to answer the call of nature, and Art catches him with his pants down. Quite a few stabs there, and it's painful to watch, but I still don't think this handheld circumcision quite matches Dawn's death in the original. Jeff can't find a place to hide and bleed, so I'll count him as he rolls around in the gravel before dying. Art wipes Jeff's member on the window before breaking it, then pulls the babbling brook out of the car, where she kicks him in the face so hard, he almost seems to respect it. She hauls Bodice to the funhouse, screaming for Sienna, but all she finds are a bunch of jump scares. I love the carnival setting for this final act. It was filmed at the Fright Factory haunted house in Philadelphia. The filmmakers didn't even have to do much to dress the sets. Brooke finally trips over nothing in a bathroom that Art has already graffitied. When do you even find the time for all this blood work, brah? A clown called Arto approaches Brooke as she scrambles around for a weapon. Come on, that's not a plank.
2x4,
that's a plank. But the beaten stick is just a trick. The treat is a face full of acid. Art still uses the stick too, breaking Brooke's arm, knee, and sternum just for fun. He ensures Brooke's addition to the kill count by literally eating her heart out. Wonder if it tastes funny. In addition to writing, directing, and editing, Damien Leone once again headed the special effects department. As to be expected, this movie's kills are full of practical effects and simple tricks like blowing through hoses for blood spurts. Often assisting Leone was Phil Falcone, the movie's producer who did a ton of other jobs too, including acting in the Clown Cafe scene as an executive. For death scenes, Falcone would often blow through a second tube to make the dummies look like they were breathing. Like I said, simple but effective. Sienna finds Brooke's remains well after they've stopped resembling her friend, or a human being at all. But don't worry, someone's happy to see her again. The clown and the angel have a bathroom fight, and though Sienna gets a good stab in, the round ultimately goes to Art. Okay, you won, dude. Jonathan is running all over this place until he runs neck first into Art.
Again.
To be fair, that noodle neck was asking to be grabbed. Art slashes him up with a scalpel and laughs at the kid's flesh wounds, but before he can whittle the little brother to death, Sienna brings an encore fight to the table. Now, that kind of head trauma might kill a lesser evil clown, but honestly, I don't even know what Art is anymore. So,
honestly, I'm thinking supernatural entity considering what he's been able to take so far.
That included. Scary fuck. He keeps the religious theme going by giving Jonathan lashes until Sienna provides divine intervention. The salvation is short-lived, however, and she just can't put an end to his monkey business. After a whipping so extensive it goes through jump cuts and slow motion, Sienna finds the strength to fight back. She gives Art a taste of his own medicine and spikes the clown through the head with a piece of rebar. Then Jonathan grabs Art's patented ankle strap and doesn't care when the clown surrenders. He blows that fucker away. Sienna bleeds and/or passes out and dreams that her mom's a clown lady now. During that time, Art recovers and kidnaps Jonathan. Why are you taking so long to kill this kid, Art? Sienna arrives, but Art pushes her down into the funhouse basement. Well, the first basement. This funhouse has sublevels? I thought I saw it all in Child's Play 3. Sienna doesn't know what to make of this gateway to clown hell, so Art arrives to make sure she gets the point. She falls backwards through the hole and lands safely in the Prestige. Oh wait, no,
about that.
Bowie Tesla here. It's the goddamn Clown Cafe again? She's gonna have to listen to that jingle until she drowns? Enough with the cruel and unusual torture, Art! Lauren Lavera
pretty much is the cruel and unusual for Art.
She had appeared on TV shows like MacGyver and Iron Fist, but Terrifier 2 gave her a chance to show off a different set of skills.
She was also a martial artist, so I knew the end of this movie was going to be so physical that it would be no problem for her, and we wouldn't really need stunt women or anything to come in and do most of the stuff.
She's trained in Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and ballet. Sienna was already an excellent final girl for her vulnerability alone, but her physicality really puts her over the top in the movie's back half. In fact, Lavera did almost all of her own stunts, including falling backwards through wooden planks. The only two shots that used stunt performer Jenna Hellmuth were the subsequent wide shot of Sienna falling through the ceiling onto a crash pad, and another closer shot when she hits the floor. As far as the character's iconic outfit goes, it was designed and built by costumer Olga Yarlug. They had a sort of love-hate relationship with it.
Every single time that we put this costume on, we're totally piecing it together
with duct
tape, flex tape, super glue, hot glue, hope, prayer.
Jonathan wakes up to find an evil clown gnawing on his knuckles. The boy's handy screams makes the Shaw family dagger glow, an effect that emits from Sienna's wound and also, I guess, drowns her. Great. She gets out of the pool and towels off just as Art moves on to the second course. She interrupts his mealtime with a smorgasbord of prime cuts, then fulfills her prophecy by murdering Art with her father's magic dagger. To his credit, Art smiles because it happened instead of crying because it's over. But it is over enough for me to count him again.
Hi, Art.
how magical he is.
Finally.
The little pale girl shows up, but don't worry, Sienna. You won't have to stab a kid tonight. She just wanted Art's head, okay?
You know that kid's dead next movie.
To probably have another fucked up Halloween next year. The credits start, but the movie ain't over yet. A mid-credits scene takes place at the Miles County Psychiatric Hospital, headquarters of the Jericho Appreciation Society. At least that's my headcanon.
Hey, Jericho.
The guard there is played by Chris Jericho, a cameo that came about because of a horror convention meeting. He works here with a nurse played by Leah Voicey, who was strumming the banjo at the Clown Cafe. They have to watch over the deranged Vicky Hayes, who's here after nearly killing newscaster Monica Brown. Victoria is played by the returning Samantha Scafidi, who couldn't see anything out of the prosthetic face she had to wear. Victoria gives a birth messier and weirder than Mae Young's, because the movie ends with Art's head popping out of her demon hole. Yeah, it's gross, but I'm still leaving Art on the count, again. How many big top bodies did Art leave in his wake this time? Let's find out at the numbers, in the world-famous Numbers Void!
Let's go to the Numbers Void.
Numbers Void, what?
Let's go to the Numbers Void. Counting up the kills is fun for every girl and boy, so join your favorite counter in the Numbers Void.
You live. Sorry to go there.
27 people died in Terrifier 2. 15 were men and 12 were women, giving us a nearly even pie chart. We've counted 27 kills in 6 other movies.
Trick or Treat, Banana Splits, Rage Carry 2, Final Destination 2, Merry Christmas, or Black Christmas.
With a runtime of 138 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 5.11 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Allie, because I pretty much have to. There's killing, there's overkilling, and then there's whatever the fuck this is. At a certain point, it becomes so absurd that it winds up being darkly hilarious. And besides, the thing won the prime rib for best kill at this year's Dead Meat Horror Awards. Dome Machete for lamest kill will go to the serial kid. His life ended by an imbalanced breakfast. And that's it. Terrifier 2 was released unrated to limited theaters, but word of mouth and an extended run led to it making nearly $15 million. A huge profit based on its reported budget of $250,000. Terrifier 3 is already slated to come out in October 2024. It'll be a Christmas movie, which could one day be the blurriest kill count yet. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Hey everybody, thanks.
Well, just the fact that Terrifier 3 is a Christmas film, supposedly, I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen there. I'm nervous, and we'll see what happens when that comes out, but, well, I wish the victims luck. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. That was Terrifier 2. Till next time, adios.